The first sound was bone against steel. Not mine, his. One of her father's men hit the half-buried rebar face first. His scream cut off like a snap string. The second sound was the kind of silence you only hear when trained killers realize death has already checked in. I was the room's newest habit. I remember the call. Her voice at first like velvet, then a shard of glass. He's a weakling. Send your men to the warehouse tomorrow. Make it look like an accident. 10 years of marriage. 10 years of her smile, her touch, her lie. 10 years of burying the man I used to be. The operative who made enemies disappear for governments that pretended I didn't exist. Weakling was the trigger. Not because it cut, but because it was so small. Her father was old money with new muscle, a man who thought blood was currency and loyalty a purchase order. I'd met that kind before, overseas, bled them, buried them. Shook their sons' hands at reconciliation tables months later. He wanted me erased. He chose his daughter as the blade. The betrayal didn't shatter me. It focused me. I played the part. The quiet husband who never raised his voice, the man too soft for conflict. I kissed her goodnight. I asked about her day. Behind closed doors, I rebuilt what I'd once dismantled. Networks, favors, old debts called in at midnight. Men who owe me their lives picked up phones. Maps were redrawn. Codes breathed again. My warehouse became a stage dressed in shadow and sharpened edges. I laid bait with smile. The night they came, I was already inside. Lights low, air cold enough to fog a man's breath. Every entry funneled into kill zones. Every step forward offered a choice. Turn back or bleed. They chose wrong. They moved like they owned the dark. I was born in it. Knives found throats before guns cleared holsters. Bodies dropped, swallowed by concrete. For the ones who pushed deeper, I left small charges, loud enough to wake them, to make them watch. This wasn't efficiency. It was a message. Her father came last, arrogant, certain, flanked by 2 guards whose eyes were already calculating exits. He saw me when I wanted him to, standing under a single bare bulb in the center of the floor, hands empty, still. "Where's my daughter?" he demanded. "She's at home," I said. "Safe for now." Confusion split his confidence open. Fear slid in like cold water. Flashback stabbed at me. Her hand on my chest, whispers in the dark, the way she'd once said yes. Love and betrayal, I discovered, tasted the same, bitter and hot. One guard lunged. I let him. The wire I'd strung at throat height did the rest. The other guard raised his weapon, but I'd been faster 10 years ago, and time hadn't slowed me. One twist, one shot. His body folded before the sound reached the old man. Alone, he begged, not for his life, but for hers. She doesn't know what she says. She was playing a part. Don't punish her. The irony almost broke me. The man who groomed her to lie now wanted me to believe her innocence. I dragged him across the concrete until his knees hit the rebar. "Your clan is gone," I told him. Every son, every cousin, every parasite he'd fed. Tonight wasn't an accident. Tonight was correction. I left him to watch the fire I'd painted on every wall. The accelerant licked steel and timber. The warehouse became a bright, consuming altar. I walked out without looking back. His screams followed, then stopped. The building collapsed like a swallowed secret. At home, she waited with the same smile. "How was your night?" she asked. I kissed her cheek, felt her warmth, and wondered how long before she noticed the silence of her father's calls. I could end her, quick, clean, but mercy is wasted on traitors. No, I would let her live. She would sleep beside me, eat at my table, breathe the same air as the man she betrayed, and every day she'd wonder when the quiet would break and the truth would spill. Revenge isn't always death. Sometimes it's life, living under a blade you'll never see coming. I wasn't the weak one. I was the end.